Shalom. I was just in the other room. Okay. Oh, that fan is
We heard the
beautiful.
voice of
Okay.
an angel.
I feel like when we worship out here, you get to see behind the curtain, which is weird because it's in front of the room that we're normally in. That's how math works. Not linearly in my world.
Hey.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Welcome. This evening, I am Leslie Zucker, and I'm the music coordinator here at Congregation Beth Torah. I am joined by my wonderful music team of Howard, Warren, and Susie, and our technical team, and all of you. I'm very excited that you're here this evening on a very hot evening. I don't know if I wasn't already in the building if I would have gotten out, quite honestly, but you know, I was here anyway. Thank you to our technical team and for the Bow Committee for bringing us beyond our walls. If you are interested, and I'm assuming some of you at home may be extra special interested in a tech volunteer position wherein you do not even have to leave the house, please contact the office and we will get you in touch with the Bow Committee. Tonight, for those of you at home, if things look strange, we are in the Ulam, which everybody in here knows because they're here. We like to mix things up every once in a while and do this every couple of months. It's really cool. You can see our Heritage Torah behind us, which is just to be in the presence of that piece of history, I think is pretty wonderful. And we don't do it that often in a meaningful way, so I hope when we are praying the Baruch Hu and the Amidah and really facing toward Jerusalem and facing the Torah that you will think about the history of our people and what we have brought for so many years and what we still bring to each other today. I'd like to ask you to silence all your electronic devices, and if you believe that you have silenced them, maybe check it and do it again like I'm going to do right now. We are calling the page numbers in the square brackets. We don't have slides out here, so if I don't call a page number, usually that means we're just going right to the next page, so just turn the page. The book has about 4 prayers per prayer. The way that this service works, it's got your traditional prayer and the transliteration and translation on the right side of the page, and then on the left side, it has interpretive poems or readings for that same prayer, so we're only doing about 2 pages count for one prayer through almost the entire book. So once we've said a prayer together, we can just turn the page, and I'll try to remember to at least call numbers if we're jumping way ahead. This will especially be important once we reach the Amidah. Let's start by turning to page 121. That's 121 in the brackets. Joining together, I do invite you to pray and sing everything with us this evening, page 121. As these Shabbat candles give life to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. If you need the blessings for candles here or at home, they are on page 120. I see how you go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue together on page 127 at the bottom. 127. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in the darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. And we sing of that gratitude, songs of joy, L'chuna Ranana on page 130. Lecha Dodi is on page 138. I will invite you to consider remembering to rise on the last verse and remain standing. We're going to do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. 1, 2, 5, and 9. Near the bottom, at the bottom. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim, 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema page 157 at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 161, and here's where we're about to begin a nice line where I'm just going to sing and pray, and you're just going to turn pages and follow me. I have faith. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up ready to do your will. ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Ve'Konei HaKol Ve'Zocher Chaster Vot V'Imahot U'Mevii Geulah Livnei Bneihem L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'Sarat Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Metim Ata Rab Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalchel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim Somech Nofelim Verofech Cholim Umatir Asurim Umechayem emunato lishenei afar Micha mocha bagevurot Umido melach Melech memit umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'neiman ata lahachayot metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hametim Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these things and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lahadot. I invite you to continue the Amidah silently using the prayers in the book or the prayers of your heart. And when you have completed those prayers, please take your seats. you, Warren. That was lovely. I'm calling an audible. For those of you, we're going to do the regular Misha Barak. I'm going to take this and use it as a, before we talk about physical healing, I'm going to take this a moment. From time to time, people say to me, I just wish you played music that I knew. That's all they ever say. And I really can't do anything with that except say I'm sorry. Because if I don't know what you love, what you're missing, I can't fill it in. And here's a perfect example of how to do it the other way. We had another healing song planned for tonight, but I learned that it's Barb Mendelssohn's birthday. And I happen to know, because she has told me, that she absolutely loves the Debbie Friedman as her favorite. So we are going to do that instead tonight. But before we sing, I invite you to think of those who need healing of body, of mind, or spirit. And as I look around the room, if you'd like to say those names out loud, I invite you to do so. If you're online, you may type those in. We are on page 371 in the brackets. 371. May the one who blessed our ancestors bring peace of strength, compassion, and healing to those of us who struggle with depression, addiction, and emotional distress and mental suffering. Surround them, surround us with loving kindness, grace, companionship, and peace. It is now time for our Simcha moment to share. We invite you to share a special Simcha, a joy from this past week. It may include birthdays, anniversaries, good news, accomplishments. We have the wireless mic set up over here. Same rule applies. Don't touch it. It gets very touchy. But if you would like to come up and share, if you're online, we invite you to type in your thoughts.
You can stand on a chair.
Yeah, yes, you can touch it. You can, yep, there you go, perfect.
I'm Barb Mendelssohn. I had my 66th birthday tomorrow.
Don't trip on the mic stand. Oh.
Hello.
You're going to have to. No, don't worry. Nobody's going to say anything about that, Howard.
No, not a thing. Dave? Hi, I'm Howard.
I'm Gloria, and on Sunday, our new granddaughter was born. She is named after my father, who recently passed away. My father's name was Oran, O-R-A-N, and the new baby's name is Nora, N-O-R-A. So it's been a hard week.
Yeah.
Happiness and sadness and joy.
Sit up.
About the most Jewish thing that can be shared, I think, is that mixture of happiness and joy. I do have a little story to share. From the Hasidic heritage, there's a folk tale that on Yom Kippur Eve, the night when the penitential prayer, Kol Nidre, was said, a young shepherd came into the synagogue of Rabbi Israel Salanter, the noted Lithuanian sage. There, as you might expect, he found the whole congregation immersed in fervent prayer. The young man looked around him feeling forlorn and shamefaced because he knew nothing of Hebrew prayer and ritual, yet he felt a profound impulse to worship. So he whispered, Adonai, all I know is the Hebrew alphabet, nothing more. I will recite it many times, and you will please take the letters and make words out of them for me. And he began very earnestly to recite Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled, and so on. Now some of the people noticed this and began to smirk and ridicule. And soon the matter came to the attention of the Rebbe, and in his displeasure of his congregants, he replied, Would that every prayer were accepted before the Almighty, like the utterance of this shepherd. This is all he knows, and he says it with his whole heart and soul. The Holy One, blessed be he, knows the heart of every human being, and surely will find it acceptable. As we heard with our simchas this evening, a variety of joys and sorrows mixed together, I invite you to remember that God knows your heart and knows that we're doing the best that we can. As we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community, we join together in song as we mark this sacred occasion. Now, despite how much I have tried to make time slow down and not be so close to the high holy days, we are almost in Elul, so by the time we reach next Shabbat, it will be, if you'll turn to page 379, we will do our Rosh
Oh my gosh, what is that?
Chodesh. That's my favorite thing tonight. Susie's keyboard is very excited for the new month.
Thing. Oh my God. Exactly.
Right. We're taking a new approach to the high holy days this year. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Page 379. So the month we are going into is Elul, and the day will be Chamishi. All right. So we're going to start in the middle at our God. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by a love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Elul Yihyeh B'Yom Chamishi The new month of Elul will begin on Thursday. Well done, everyone. Okay. It is time. I'm very pleased to say that Howard is going to start us off with our message this evening, a little bit of talk about Torah. Howard Pittler. I guess I keep saying Howard. He's Howard Pittler.
You probably don't know that at every board meeting, one of the board members gives a Devar Torah to start off the evening. So that is a normal part of our board meeting. This past Tuesday, it was my turn to give the Devar, and I wrote a little bit. Good news is at the board meetings, it's about 5 minutes or less, about Ra'eh, which is the portion for this week. When I found out Rabbi Katapan wasn't going to be here tonight, I texted Leslie and said, if you'd like me to do a bit of this, I will. So here it is. In this week's portion, Parsha Ra'eh, we are presented with a profound lesson about the relationship between our choices and their consequences. The portion begins with the word Ra'eh, which means see or behold. The portion challenges us as Reformed Jews to explore the profound connection between our choices and our relationship with the divine, as well as our responsibility to create a just and compassionate society. Reformed Judaism emphasizes the importance of personal autonomy and critical thinking. Just as the Israelites were presented with blessings and curses, we too navigate a world filled with choices that impact our lives and the lives of others. The Reformed perspective encourages us to recognize that our choices extend beyond ritual observance and extend into our interactions with fellow humans, the environment, and the world. The call to see, Re'eh, also compels us to look beyond our immediate surroundings and consider the needs of those who are marginalized or suffering. In the Reformed tradition, social justice is a cornerstone, and we are reminded that our ethical choices must reflect our commitment to alleviating suffering and advancing equality. By seeing the struggles of others, we are prompted to take action and work towards a more just society. Reformed Judaism places great emphasis on the principle of choosing life in a holistic sense. This choice between promoting physical well-being, nurturing our mental and emotional health, and advocating for social justice. It also encompasses celebrating diversity, inclusivity, and embracing the ever-evolving nature of Jewish identity. Parsha Re'eh resonates deeply with the values and perspectives of Reformed Judaism. Through the lens of Reformed thought, we recognize the significance of our choices, both individual and collective, as they shape our relationships, society, and the connection to the divine. By seeing the world that reflects the highest ideals of by seeing the world, the opportunities for compassion, justice, and ethical living, we fulfill the mandate to create a world that reflects the highest ideals of our tradition. As Reformed Jews, we are inspired to continually choose life by embracing our shared responsibility to build a more compassionate and harmonious world.
Thank you, Howard. You got the macro and the microcosm all in one little bit. Now, it will not surprise you to know that because I am who I am, I had already started thinking of some things to talk about tonight, and since I couldn't get them out of my head, you get to hear them anyway. It's the part B to the Devar, also very short. Because I was looking at the end of the Parsha, this idea of being seen, and we talked about it a little bit with the story with the shepherd, and we mentioned it, Barb sharing with me, letting me see her. She let me see her heart when she told me that her favorite Misha Berach was the Debbie Friedman. And at the very end of the Parsha, this is the last verses. 3 times a year, on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, on the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Booths, that's Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot, all your males shall appear before the eternal your God in the place that God will choose. They shall not appear before the eternal empty-handed, but each with his own gift according to the blessing that the eternal your God has bestowed upon you. Now, I'm just going to let that all your mails thing slide for now, because that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to take a moment to lean into is the part where we are commanded to come each with our own gift, each of us according to the blessings that have been bestowed on us. I can wish all day long that I had the blessings bestowed on someone else. I wish I had the head for math that my husband does, or the baking chops of Marcia, or the ability to play instruments as well as my friends up here. But I have the gifts that were bestowed on me, and that's what I need to be thinking about. And tonight, I am showered with gifts. Warren played that beautiful Ose Shalom. Susie, Warren, and Howard are an amazing Shabbat band. Howard shared some beautiful words of Torah, and in just a bit, we will be sharing in the bounty provided by the CBT bakers. You know, when the rabbi was on sabbatical, a friend of mine asked how it felt to be doing everything alone. And I have to tell you that for a moment, I couldn't even process the question. Alone? I'm not alone. Look around. I am surrounded by an amazing worship team and an amazing technical team. I am aided by wonderful volunteers. I get to eat treats, often freshly made by talented bakers. I haven't even mentioned the rest of the staff or the choir or the holiday band and all of you. All these people, all these gifts. No, I'm not ever alone. I never do this job alone. So if I can leave you with two thoughts tonight, they're these. First, to remember what Howard has said about choice and choosing. It is so important, particularly in a world that seems to want us to believe we have no choice and no agency. We're Jewish. We are about choice. And the second is to remember that you have gifts. I may not be old, but I'm not entirely young either. And let me tell you, never, not once in my entire life, and I have met a lot of people from a lot of places, not once have I met someone that had zero gifts. You all have them. Everyone has them. Sometimes we have to dig deep to find them because we're told they don't count or they don't matter, or, oh, well, somebody else's gift. But let's use that gift and not listen to you. Everybody has never met a person that didn't have a gift. So I invite you and I encourage you to show up for yourself and for us to share your gifts. As my friend Jim Kaplan says, another member of my support team, without whom I couldn't do a lot of what I do, in the 14th century, the rabbis added the Aleinu prayer to remind us that no matter what happens, better days are ahead. The Aleinu is on page 586 and then on page 591. I invite you to rise as you are able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'hu l'teit gedula Our thoughts now turn to those who have been taken from us at this time, in this season, and more presently to those who mourn their passing. I invite you to turn to page 592 and any of the intervening pages. We have some readings there. Find one that speaks to you, or just meditate in your heart, and we'll come back together. May the memories of those we remember be a blessing. We think of the recently laid to rest, those in the Shloshim period, Orrin Nelson Mitchell, father of Gloria Pittler. And on the anniversary of their yard sites, Edward Dubinsky, Elaine Franklin, Joni Geifman, Lori Renee Ginson, Wharton Golder, Jerome Grossman, Ruth Greenberg Kirstein, George King, Leon Cupper, Ruth Rivy Ziffrin Lerner, Jay Rosenstock, Irving Shames, Bernard Sherman, Alan D. Simmons, Don Trainin, Alexander Weisfliegel, and Irvin E. Wade. If you're saying Kaddish for someone whose name I did not mention, or if you have a pronunciation correction, I invite you to share that at this time. Stand together to comfort those in mourning as we are able, and join together on page 598 in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabba, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'yemechon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach le'elam l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekut shabrichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'miram be'alama v'imru. Amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. I have just a few announcements before I can let you go eat. Thank you again to everyone who has shared their gifts tonight. Susie and Howard and Warren and Howard for his davar, and the CBT bakers for goodies. And I am told that tonight we have an abundance of gluten-free desserts. So if that is... Oh, and gluten-free and dairy-free. So if you're just like, man, I never get to eat the desserts, because now you can tonight. We are very pleased about that. Our next summer schedule weekend is upon us. So this campus is closed this Saturday and Sunday for summer break. But we still have a lot going on this weekend. I will get to that in just a moment. Our next Shabbat service is Friday, August 18th. I encourage you to join us. This is the Shabbat where we welcome and celebrate our newest Jews by choice, and that celebration is very dear to me for many, many reasons. Tomorrow is poolside Havdalah, so we invite you to join us at the J for swimming, snacks, and Havdalah. That's 5:30 to 7:30. You don't have to swim if you just want to come and visit with your CBT community by the pool. I'm probably not going to swim. I'm going to have my guitar. The rabbi and I will leave Havdalah. Rabbi, another person who supports me and helps get me through when I lead services and all kinds of things that I do. Then on Sunday, join us for tailgate at the mikveh. I'm going to have bagels and some juice and some water. And if you would like to come help welcome folks as they come out of the mikveh, not right at the mikveh, we're outside. We give them a chance to get dressed and dry off. I feel like I should be clear about that for some reason. 1 o'clock, that's 1 to about 3:15. You might want to bring a camp chair if you're going to stay for a while and say Mazel Tov. September is looking pretty exciting and shockingly close. So here's what we have going on. Are you ready? September 1st, Sonia Warshawski of Big Sonia Renown will be joining us for services and a nosh and dessert oneg. The next week, September 8th, I am thrilled to announce we will be honoring Barb Mendelson as our Mensch of the Month. Then September 15th is Erev Rosh Hashanah. And then we have Shabbat Shuvah, and then we have Erev Sukkot, and then we have Erev Simchat Torah. It's a very, very busy month, and it's just one of those months where everything falls on Shabbat except for Yom Kippur, so just one right after another. It's going to be a doozy. And there's so much more going on. You can see once you get all eating and turning around, we got the slide deck going to show you things that are going. High Holy Day ticket registration is live. We invite we request that everyone register. There is no fee this year to come to services, but when you register, it helps us know who's coming in the door, and it helps us keep each other safe. So it's a link and a little simple form, and then we'll know who's coming, and it is great. So I encourage you to do that. After our closing song, we will go over there for Kiddush and Hamotzi, and then over there for cookies. So I invite you to stand if you would like for our closing song, O Say Shalom. Nope, that's not the right melody. Say Shalom, be wrong. They shouldn't start with the same chorus. That's not
Yes.
nice. Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Take care of each other out there.